Welcome back, nerds, to JD's Nerdverse. We are playing through today with Seel. It's just called Seel. There's Pokemon out there that is literally called what it is. Even though it's called the Sea Lion Pokemon, it's just named Seel. So we named our Seel Name because he's a seal, called a seal, so his name is going to be Name. And our opposition is just called Opponent. So I know how to spell opponent. There's not enough letters to spell the actual word opponent, just for the record. Alright, so we win that battle pretty easily. Now, here's the thing about Seel. Some goods and bads. Some goods. You start off with the game with Headbutt. Headbutt really isn't a bad move. It's a 70 base power move that we can learn right away. We get it immediately. It's fantastic. It's 70 base power. So a lot of things early game are just going to be 2-shot, if not 1-shot pretty quickly. That's almost a 2-shot, and we're only at level 6. Very good. So that's a good thing about him, is he does start off with a very solid move. The problem is he doesn't get another move for a good 25 levels. His level up move set is we get Growl at level 30, and then from there there's other moves, but we don't get anything else until level 30. So it's not the biggest deal in the world, considering the fact that look at these battles, for example. It's not the biggest deal in the world because we can pretty much blast through everything in front of us. The only roadblock really is the gym leader, which we'll get to that in a second. So here's another issue with this Pokemon. As you can see right now, we are using Struggle to beat this Pokemon, these trainers. Struggle happens whenever you run out of power points. Headbutt only has 15 power points. So with that happening every time we're gonna run out of power points very fast. Okay, we can't go through a lot of battles and then we have to go heal. So I've decided to do this, and I don't know if I mentioned, if you saw my last video, you know this or not, but I'm slowing down the landmark fights in the game, the rival fights, gym battles. So Headbutt to Pidgey. Pidgey gets flinched. That's another good thing about Headbutt. It can cause flinch, just like Bite. And what happens when someone flinches? It basically means their turn gets skipped for that turn. Okay. Now, right now, Seel starts out as Water type. Okay, so we are weak to Bulbasaur right now. Later in the game, we become Ice type, Ice Water type, with Dugong. Just keep that in mind that all of a sudden our weakness to our opposition changes, but there was nothing else to choose. So if you choose Charizard, Charizard turns into Flying type, and we're Ice type. And obviously, Blastoise wouldn't be a good type either because we're Water. That's who we replace. So now we're fighting the Million Light Years trainer in Brock's gym. And we're at level 11. It's not too bad, 8 minutes in, but it's not going to be enough to get back Brock. This is the other trade-off. Now, that flinch is looking fantastic right now as long as it happens. When flinch works like it's supposed to, it's awesome. So, that being said, I'm going to show you this battle as to why it's going to be a tricky situation. I did not slow this down. Headbutt, it even got a critical and a flinch. And look how fast we diminish our power points. We're not even gonna get through Geodude without being down to like less than 5 power points. So now we have 4 power points left for Onix. And Headbutt doesn't do squat to Onix. So level 13, we're not gonna have any chance at all beating. I paused the timer for a reason. It's not me attempting this battle and like, oh, if I win, I won't waste any time. No, I did this for the video to show everyone like what is going on. So, and also, since we don't have another move, we can't initiate Bide game with Onix. So we come back about 10 minutes later. We've leveled up a few levels to try to make an attempt at beating Brock. Okay, I'm not slowing this battle down to half speed like I've been doing with the others, because it's kind of a slow battle already. So we got all the way up to level 18. That's 5 more levels we got. So Headbutt is doing significantly better, and we can knock him out with about 8 left. So 8 Headbutts left. We need to hope for some critical hits. We need to hope for some flinches. That's what the goal here is. Critical hit was good. So now a flinch again. That's great. Now, some interesting thing about Onix. If Onix initiates Bide and you flinch him, it still works the attack. The attack doesn't get stopped because of that. We just need one more attack. Very good. We beat Onix. That was a tough one because, like I said, power points ran out. And you just don't know what level you have to get to before you can actually get by him because of it's all based on luck. So now we're healing. Like I said, I usually don't show this, but because I'm speeding things up, because I'm letting everything be shown here, you're gonna see like what what I do after certain parts of the game. Usually it just gets skipped over. And we need to teach Bide. Bide is a decent move that we can use. This bug catcher here should, like, all these bug catchers here should be easy. The only trade-off and only issue with these bug catchers, all these trainers on Route 3, is whether or not we have the power points to beat them. That's really the only question. If you notice, I'm using Bide a little bit more than I would ever use Bide. But we don't have a lot of power points, so we don't have that choice. Now, we don't have to, like, fight everyone here. That's kind of the good thing about being here. We don't have to fight everyone. The fact that we had to get to level 18 to get by Brock is, I wouldn't say it's a godsend, but it just makes life a little bit easier. And now that we got by Brock, this is not going to be a long playthrough. Because getting by Brock was the big hurdle in this game. None of the other gym leaders are really going to provide too much of a struggle. Yeah, I want to heal before I face this junior trainer, or this lass who has a level 14 Jigglypuff or whatever it is. So I wanted to heal for that, so I had enough power points to make sure I could beat her. So it's a 2-hit knockout. Very good. We got by her. Good, cool. Now we're in Mount Moon, and we do not have. I don't know why we're fighting here. Oh yeah, we got to catch Geodude. My bad. So we had to catch Geodude to make sure we can use Dig. Now, we just got Water Gun. Water Gun's super useful, because Water Gun will make it so we actually have a stab move at this point in the game. Have I added it? I have added it, okay. So that gives us an extra, couple extra power points. If we just had Headbutt and Bide, we'd have to go out of here to like, we're even doing it now, just to make sure we have more power points for Headbutt. But now we're back in. We skip over a lot of battles in here. We don't really need to fight that many. And Mount Moon, honestly, doesn't provide us much when it comes to, like, a part of the game. It doesn't provide much. It provides us with some experience, so we can get past level 20 and get to a good enough level for our rival and Misty, the next 2 landmark fights in the game. But it really doesn't do much. A lot of these things are optional. You don't have to fight a lot of these trainers. You can literally skip over most of these trainers and just go right. What's the ones you got to fight? You have a 1-Team Rocket member you have to fight. And you have the one super nerd you have to fight. Other than that, you can pretty much skip over every battle in here. Now, what I do is I'm selective about the battles. If I know it's a battle that I can win without too much resistance, I just go ahead and go for those battles. I don't go for the ones that I know are going to be the biggest deals in the world that are going to potentially knock me out. I try my best to avoid those battles. So, like, for example, that battle right there, that girl has 2 grass-type Pokemon. And now I can also go get the Ether if I want to, but I don't want to get the Ether because it's another fight. Now, this guy's a hiker, so we have Water Gun. It's going to be a one-shot across the board. So that's why I chose to fight this hike. It's an easy fight. It's easy experience. And honestly, Seel doesn't level up bad. There's nothing like wrong with Seel when it comes to that regard. The only struggle you have with Seel is its moveset. Now, I mentioned moveset, and I'm going to kind of explain how... I always say that in Gen 1, they made mistakes, and in Gen 2, they fixed them. So here's the moveset for Seel in Generation 2. He starts out with Headbutt at level 1. He gets Growl at level 5. He gets Roar Beam at level 16. So if we just had Growl, we probably could have knocked 5 more minutes off this run easily, because we wouldn't have needed the higher level to get by Brock. We could have just played by game. I guess no, we couldn't have. Maybe not. Maybe not. Power points, maybe not as much. But we're beating the super duper nerd here. We beat him all, and we get the Dome Fossil. All hail the Dome Fossil. So we get out of Mount Moon, and we're going to Celadon, or Cerulean City. And we're going to face Misty right away. The reason why we're facing Misty right away is she has a move that is going to really open up our playthrough really well right now. And that is Bubble Beam. Bubble Beam is going to be a very powerful water type move for us. It is 65 base power, I think. Yeah, 65 base power. So that means it's almost a 92.5 base power move that we're going to get from Misty once we beat her. So I'm going to start off with, we don't outspeed Staryu. So that means we're definitely don't outspeed Starmie. Now, here's the thing. Misty has good AI, which means she'll never use Bubble Beam. Her most powerful move is Bubble Beam. She'll never use it. And won't even use Water Gun. She will use Tackle every time or X Defend every time. And now we're going to use Bide because we might not do that much damage to her either. So I'm trying to use her aggression against her. And now we should be able to just headbutt and win this game. As long as we survive one more attack, very good. So we beat Misty. We level up level 24, which is nice. We don't get anything to level 30, so it doesn't give you anything. But now we have Water Gun, Bubble Beam, Bide, and Headbutt. So we have a pretty good array of moves going into our third rival fight. Headbutt is about not quite half. And that's not what we want from our opposition. We do not want him getting and landing all these stupid sand attacks. So we did get sand attack one time to see if that affects us. Abra will do nothing. So if we miss against Abra, not the end of the world. Rattata, Bubble Beam, if we hit, should be a one-shot. We had 69 health. Nice. And Quick Attack doesn't do much to us. So we go into Bulbasaur with a lot of health. If we keep missing, now he's going to do something stupid. He should be evolved, by the way. He's level 17. Bulbasaur evolves at level 16. This is the dumbest thing ever that our rival does on this Nugget Bridge. But it is what it is. So I never show this either. We beat our rival, and now we have to fight Nugget Bridge. So Nugget Bridge, I've never explained this before. It's just a part of the game you have to do to get to Bill's house. Bill makes it so that your computer lets you store Pokemon. You can actually do it now, but it just doesn't say Bill's name. But what also is important about Bill is Bill will give us the SSN ticket. Okay? Now I usually skip over this because these battles are usually very trivial. In other games, when I've played through with a team, it might not be so trivial because my Pokemon are a lower level because I've spread out the experience I've got to that point. But with a single playthrough like this, the Pokemon usually gets at such a good level, he just obliterates everything in front of him in these little minuscule battles. For the most part. There are some battles that are tough, especially when you have hikers that we're going to come across here in a second. You have junior trainers that have a lot of grass types or whatever. Those trainers do exist, and those trainers are part of the game that you have to kind of deal with. Okay, we're going too fast there. We're going to run into this Pokemon. So see how we're just obliterating. This guy's not being obliterated because Slowpoke has good defense. But for the most part, we're obliterating almost everyone. Okay, so that's what's going on with Seel. Now, I never thought Seel would have any issues. I really never did. I didn't, other than Brock, because he has one move. If we had Water Gun, I would have thought we never had issue with him at all. But Seel is blasting through this part of the game. And so now we have to fight this girl who, she has 2 grass type and a bird. It's a last, not a junior trainer, my bad. Bubble Beam is a knockout, and we're just overpowering her right now. We're double the levels they are. Level 27. We're almost at level 30, so we might be able to get our next move. We evolve at level 34, so that's going to be nice too. So Bill did this freaky deaky experiment we just saved him from. Now what's nice about Bill's house is, one, you get the SSN ticket, so we can go to the SSN, get cut, get body slam, things like that. But what's also nice is you can actually dig out of here. You can dig, or use an escape rope, I'm sorry, and escape rope back to here. This guy actually gives you dig. And I don't know why we're pausing. There we go. And this guy will be, he's going to be a cakewalk. He really is. Until you come across Drowsy. But he's going to be a cakewalk, regardless. So, fighting him is important because you get TM28, which is Dig. Now, for this Pokemon, we cannot use Dig. Dig is not helpful to us at all, other than the fact it's going to help us in the sense that we can now use Dig to get places with our other Pokemon. I'm pretty sure we're going to give Dig to Geodude. That's why I caught Geodude, is so we can use Dig. And I think I caught another bird type so we can use Fly. Now this is my favorite NPC, Spirit of Zero, Eradicate the Eradicate. And now we're moving on to, I missed Sandy, the sand attacking Pidgey trainer, darn it. Oh well. She's one of my favorite jokes. So now, like I said, I'm showing you stuff I never show you when I buy potions. I never show you all that stuff. It's not really that important. What is important that we're fighting this junior trainer here. It's a tedious battle, 69 health nuts. And we get Body Slam. So now Body Slam was going to give us the ability to we can get rid of Bide now. We get rid of Bide. And now we're going to have Headbutt, a 70 base power move, 85 base power move in Body Slam, 65 and 40 base power, 65 and with Bubble Beam with Stab, and 40 base power with Water Gun. Good array of moves. And now we can take on our 4th rival fight. This rival fight is usually pretty simple because we're such a high level. Body Slam is not a one-shot. Bubble Beam will finish him off pretty quickly. Very good. Now we get Eradicate. We're going to Eradicate the Eradicate. Comes out with Kadabra. Body Slam should be a one-shot with Kadabra, and it just got disabled. Son of a gun. Headshot should do pretty well. It should knock him out one shot. And then the last one is headbutt, and it's a 2-shot on the Ivysaur. Very good. So we beat our rival here. Like I said, very simple battle. Now we're going on to Lieutenant Surge's gym. And right now we're trying to find a little button inside these little trash cans. So the timer stopped. This is allowed. We are allowed to stop the timer for this. This is one of the few times we're allowed to stop the timer. And we get into here. And now I switch it to slow down the speed so I can slow down the battle. That's what that switch was. That little blip there in the screen. So now we need to start the timer. And this is a risk because Lieutenant Surge is electric type. We are not super fast. We're okay in our stats with speed, but we are not super fast. So this could be a tricky battle because even though we are level 29 and we didn't heal before the battle, so that's part of our dumb mistake there. So it's a 2-shot on the body on the Voltrobe. We're not gonna have enough to get through this because if we're not one-shotting the Voltrobe, or we did the Pikachu, but we're not one-shotting them, so that's a knockout. So we're gonna reset back to just where we were. And we're going to heal ourselves and then try this again. Very good. So now we're back up to full health. And now we're going to try this battle one more time. I think we have to try it 2 more times, to be honest, to get this win. Man, I'm taking forever to click through this. There we go. Alright, Lieutenant Surge brings out a Voltrobe. Name uses Body Slam. Next speed is great. Because now we might get a chance at 2-shot. There we go. Very good. Pikachu was a 1-shot last time. It's still 1-shot, so that's exactly what it will do. And then Raichu, Thunderbolt. Damn. Oh yeah, that does a lot. X speed is fantastic. And we just got to get another attack off. Nope, Thunderbolt knocked us out again. So I think we're going to try this battle one more time. One more time indeed. So maybe we go for headbutt, get a flinch. I don't know. We're going to find out here in a second because we're going to try it one more time. We can't keep doing this. We can't keep wasting time fighting a trainer over and over again because eventually we're going to eat up so much time it just doesn't seem worth it. It just makes sense to go get experience and then come back. So headbutt, what is it? It's a little less damage technically, but it still gets the knockout. Very good. Pikachu, body slam on the Pikachu. And then Raichu, we're going to drop a Bubble Beam. Okay. Interesting tactic there. Now he's going for Thunder Shock, which is what helps us win this battle. The fact that he went for Thunder Shock is why we won this battle. If he kept going for Thunderbolt, we'd have lost. It's just luck. I don't like winning on luck, but I'm going to take it because there's always other parts of the game where you can have some struggles that I'm not dealing with right now. We're not dealing with at this moment. So Geodude does get taught Dig. And the whole point of going to that place actually gives you the bike voucher. But what's nice, yeah, I forgot about the bike voucher. So right here, he gives you a bike voucher, gives you a free bike. And so now, and when you go in there, you can actually dig out of there and dig back to the last Poke Center you were at, which was in Sterling City. And now we're going to face this trainer. Now, we should be weak to her, but as of right now, we technically are still weak to her because we are still water type. We're not ice type yet. We're almost there. We're getting very close. So now we're just going to face these trainers here. This path doesn't really take much. I used to hate this path as a kid because like your Pokemon would not be over leveled at this point. Your Pokemon would be right around level 22, 23, or whatever. And your team was just sometimes like if I had Bulbasaur, I hated it because Bulbasaur would get damaged. I have to go back and heal him real quick, and I always hated that. But regardless, we get to Rock Tunnel, and Rock Tunnel is going to be an interesting playthrough because we don't have a lot of things in here that we're gonna have struggles with. Okay. Only like right here, Slowpoke, that's it, but we only lost 8 damage on Slowpoke. And here's another Slowpoke. Are we going to lose more damage? Probably not. We're not going to lose that much damage at all. We're going to blitz right through this. I usually don't show all this stuff. This is why I don't show all this stuff, because some of these battles are very trivial. But I thought it'd be interesting to show 2x speed, what goes on, what we have to do, what we have to go over, whatever the case may be with all these Pokemon. So we just obliterated the grass type trainer there. We're not even ice type yet. Like I said, we are going to have a huge advantage over grass types once we become ice. And now we're getting through here. And I never run into this trainer. I never do. This trainer somehow I'm always able to avoid, but this is the one time where I didn't avoid it. So it's okay. It's a blast through, whatever. But the main fighter in here, the boss battle for the tunnel, is Boomer, the hiker. And he'll get one shot by everyone. It'll be 3 up, 3 down. Good morning, good evening, good night. And we get through to the last trainer in here, the junior trainer. Body slam, headbutt, and we get the knockout here. So we get out of Rock Tunnel, we accidentally run into this trainer. I usually never fight this trainer, I always avoid it. So we get here, and that's where we do a lot of our errands. So that's why I cut from there to Erica's gym. Erica's gym will be a cakewalk. We got an ice move now. It's Ice Beam, and we're not iced yet. In one more level, we will level up to Dugong. We usually probably would not fight this fight right now because we're a water type. Even though we have Ice Beam, we're not getting stabbed, so nothing's going to one-shot, nothing like that. So we're not getting any extra oomph out of the Ice Beam attack we have. Now, we just leveled up, and now we're going to evolve. And we evolve into Dugong. Dugong is fantastic. Stats get boosted, but what the big key with Dugong is now we're a water ice. So any ice move we have, like we can get Aurora Beam here in a minute. Any ice move we have will be stabbed from now on. So we're going to get some extra boost out of Ice Beam. It's very nice. It's awesome. Level 35, we're going to get Ice Beam, or Aurora Beam. So now we have a stab 95 base power ice move in Ice Beam. And we have a 65, I think is what it is. Yeah, 65 base power ice move in Aurora Beam. Really don't need to have Aurora Beam, but it's good to have some more power points. And we have Bubble Beam still, so Aurora Beam will have its purpose. So Aurora Beam by itself will not one-shot Vileplume, but Ice Beam will. And the whole point of that, of showing that, was that we leave Erica's fight, or gym, or whatever, and we go immediately to the Rocket Game Corner. The Rocket Game Corner is where we're going to fight Giovanni. And the reason why I'm showing that is there's Pokemon I've done that with, and I've had to go heal and then go do this battle. But this Pokemon, don't have to. Aurora Beam and Ice Beam and Bubble Beam and Body Slam are a good enough moveset with enough power points that we don't have to go heal for this guy at all. Or for this area at all. Now, to be fair, there's not a lot of fights. There's not a lot of fights in here. We can, like, I think it's the guy with the button is, this guy, Tweedledee, Tweedledum, and Giovanni. So there's like 5 fights in here. So not too bad. But it's just, it is a little bit of time, but I wanted to show like kind of the method in which we do this. I usually skip over this, but I thought I'd give a little more. If you ever played Pokemon, or if this inspires you to play Pokemon, I want you to see a little bit of what you do, the order of things, like what you do, how it's done in the game, so on and so forth. So now we're fighting Tweedledee and Tweedledum. We will blast through both of these guys. I would be surprised if we don't one-shot everything. So there was Tweedledee, now Tweedledum. We're going to blast through him as well. Body Slam's a one-shot. Sandshrew is a one-shot. Arbok is a one-shot. Very good. Move right on to Giovanni. We slowed down the fight. We don't need to with this, but we slowed the fight down anyway. Giovanni brings out a level 25 Onix. Whatever we choose will be a one-shot. Very good. Knockout, one-shot, very good. Didn't even heal. Aurora Beam is a one-shot on the level 24 Rhyhorn. Now, Kangaskhan will not be one-shot unless it's Ice Beam. It is a one-shot, okay. Aurora Beam would not have been a one-shot. Kangaskhan's pretty bulky. So we get out of there and we go face our rival. Rival number 5. Now this should be a one-shot, easily, with any of our moves, because flying types are weak to ice. So Gyarados is kind of a mixed bag, because Gyarados is flying water type. Water is like kind of resisted to ice, but flying type is his other typing. So obviously he's going to be weak to that. But he does it, so he acts kind of weird. And Body Slam's a one-shot on Kadabra, and then Ivysaur should be a one-shot with Ice Beam or Aurora Beam. Knockout, very good. We get to level 38. Doesn't really mean anything when it comes to level up moves or anything like that. We go from the 5th rival to the 5th gym. The 5th gym is Giovanni. Giovanni's gym can be tricky because there's a lot of psychic type trainers in here. The poison type guys I'm not worried about. It's the psychic type trainers. So I'm trying to see how much my moves can do. Ice Beam seems to be the more powerful move that it really is OPing this run at this point. So Ice Beam is the move to be at. We also got Surf. I got Surf. I'm about to just show how I get Surf one time, just so everyone knows. But I don't think it's important to show like errands and stuff like that. But at some point I may show them. I just don't think it's important to a video, and I'm trying to keep the video under an hour. So showing those tedious little things like that, I'm not saying it wouldn't be interesting to some, but to the masses, I don't think it'd be that interesting. But these trainers are not super hard in here. The psychic ones just give you a little bit of a headache. So now we're going to face Koga. Koga is poison type, and we have stab ice moves. So that doesn't really mean anything. There's not like a special advantage. However, we are just very powerful at this point. So Ice Beam is a one-shot because we have stab. Is Muck a one-shot with Ice Beam? I doubt it is. Muck is very bulky. It's actually my next playthrough is Muck and Grimer. Kind of excited about that. Really am. Ice Beam again. It's a knockout. Now is Ice Beam a one-shot on the Wheezing? They have a lot of health, so even if Wheezing goes for like Explosion or a Self-Destruct, we'd be fine. But we get poisoned. However, we do beat him pretty well. I foregoed going to the Cinnabar, or I'm sorry, Silphco. I went to Cinnabar Island, decided to go face Blaine. The reason why I thought facing Blaine was a good idea, we have a water move, Surf. We are water typing. His gym should be a cakewalk. Okay? And not to mention, as much as I think we would probably, you know, just steamroll over our rival in Silphco, I just wanted to get a couple of extra levels just to be safe. The whole point of this playthrough is not to fight the battles to make them the most difficult at any given time. The whole point of the battle is to speedrun. And if we can go through here and get to this gym, all these trainers in this gym in like a minute, and then beat Blaine in like a minute and do all that stuff, rather than having to go to Silphco and maybe have to fight our rival over and over and over again and then fight Blaine, which we know would be the easier battle, doesn't make sense. Let's just do the easier one now, get it out of the way, and then we can just go to Silphco and then fight Sabrina, yada yada yada. So now we're fighting Blaine. Now Blaine, he's just not a good trainer in Gen 1. Okay? We're going to use Surf. If we don't knock it out, he's going to use a retroactive super potion. That's what he does. It's the dumbest move he does. Is for some reason he has it set up where he'll do super potions as his first move rather than doing a damaging move. It's the dumbest thing ever, but this is why Blaine is a joke. That's why I knew I could beat Blaine with no issue. So Surf is not a one-shot, however, he only has Ember, and Surf is a knockout. So 5 attacks, 4 Pokemon get taken down. So now we're going to get out of here, we're going to dig out, and we're going to fly to Saffron City. So now we're going to take on our 5th rival fight. We do got to get there first. We have one fight we have to fight first. We just picked up an elixir there. Very good. Fight this battle. Very good. Arbok should be a one-shot no matter what. Oh, no. He's not a one-shot. We could have got poisoned there. That could have been bad. Okay. So now we're going to take on our rival, which is right around this button right here. Slow down the speed. Saving the game. So now we're going to try this battle out. I think we'll win on the first try. If I remember correctly, I think we do. So Pidgeotto, or Pidgeot, usually would be an issue. Okay? However, Ice type. He's weak to us. Ice Beam should be a one-shot. No issue whatsoever. No resistance on that. Okay? So Ice Beam should not be a one-shot, but we're going to get a two-shot. Dragon Rage does 40 damage all the time. Never does more, never does less. And Body Slam does not get the knockout, so now we take another, some more damage. Surf should be a one-shot on the Growlithe. Very good. And now we have Alakazam. If we outspeed, I don't know why we use Surf there. I do not know why we use Surf there. Didn't make sense. I think it was just clipping through, I guess. I don't know. But Body Slam would have been the one hit because it's a normal type move. It's physical. And then one shot on the Venusaur. So Venusaur, the opposition's ace, will not be an issue going forward. He's not going to be the issue. The other Pokemon are the issues. The Gyarados, the Alakazams are going to be the issues. So this should be a 4-move. Never mind. I went for Aurora Beam. Why did I not go for Ice Beam? Do we not have the power points for this? Sometimes I'll watch myself play this game and I'm like, JD, what are you doing? That's a one-shot. Rhyhorn should also be a one-shot. We could also use Surf on Rhyhorn. Any one of those would have been one-shot. The Nidoqueen is also a one-shot. If it's a one-shot on Nidoqueen, you're going to knock out everything with Ice Beam. Because Nidoqueen is bulky compared to other trainers. Or other Pokemon. So now we're facing Sabrina and her whip. And Sabrina is not anything that's going to be super tricky. The only question I have with Sabrina is, do we outspeed a lot of her Pokemon? Seal's not a slow Pokemon by any stretch, but it's not fast either. So does Kadabra outspeed us? That's really the question here. So we're going to go for Body Slam. Body Slam will be a one-hit when we hit. So we do outspeed the Kadabra. Very good. Do we outspeed the Mr. Mime? We do, but we don't knock it out. However, we take a confusion. We don't take barely any damage there. We do get confused, which is unfortunate. Now we have Venomoth. Venomoth Body Slam is not a one-shot. We should have gone for Ice Beam. Venomoth is it's some form of flying thing. So we get paralyzed, which is awesome. So now we are confused and paralyzed. So even if we get the confusion, we can still not get an attack off. So we have 121 health going into Alakazam. Now Alakazam is going to outspeed us because we're paralyzed. He's going to outspeed us every single time. He does reflect. His armor's boosted. We are still paralyzed. We get the Body Slam off. Now Reflect is really protecting him right here. Does recover. Body Slam does about a third. Roughly a third. Body Slam again. So we're down to... and we actually paralyze Alakazam now. So now it's kind of a speed tie we're getting here. So Psybeam doesn't do much. We just got to get one more attack off, and we win this game. Very good. We get the final attack off. Awesome. We beat Sabrina and her whip, and we move on to the final gym leader. Now, by the way, does that... I'm going to go back here. Does this NPC look like... If you had to envision a... I'm going to see... Nope. Okay, I went past. I'm not going to go back too far. There it is. Okay, that's where we want to go. Does this NPC right here look like, if you envisioned this game creating like a Voldemort character and you had to fight Voldemort in this game, does that NPC not look like it'd be Voldemort? Or he who should not be named. That might be the better name for him. But it looks like Voldemort to me if they were to have Voldemort in this game. Just saying. I noticed that while I was playing, like, looks like Voldemort. Oh, man, okay. So we don't really... Nothing in here is going to be super duper, like, difficult. It's ground type. We're ice, water, so we're going to have a lot of super effective moves against everyone in here. Maybe not everyone. So Machoke is actually someone we may not have super effective moves against because he's fighting type and we're ice. But we knock out all the trainer. We're not going to knock out every trainer in here. We don't need to. But what the important part is right now is I want to just get a little bit more experience so that we can finally finish off this the gym leaders in this game, and move on to the actual Elite Four. A couple extra levels just to be safe, because we can't add more levels after this. We can, but I don't want to waste rare canyons until we have to use them. So now we're facing Giovanni and his Widow's Peak. And Giovanni, this fight will be very simple. 5 Pokemon should be 5 one-hit knockouts. Rhyhorn should go for Surf. One-hit knockout. Very good. Next Pokemon, Dugtrio. Surf. Could be a one-hit knockout. Very good. Nidoqueen. Ice Beam. One-hit knockout. Very good. Now if we knock out Nidoqueen, we should knock out Nidoking with the same exact move. Very good. And now the final Pokemon, Rhydon. Ice Beam is a one-hit knockout as well. So 5 up, 5 down. Good morning, good evening, good night. See you tomorrow, and have a good day. Now we're facing our rival. The rival in this fight... So I'm showing this fight and showing what happens. So there's 2 one-hit knockouts. Ice Beam is a 2-hit on the Gyarados. Growlithe is nothing. Alakazam is the tricky one here. Because if we don't knock him out... Now Venusaur, it's so close to a one-shot. The reason why this is sped up, because these are the fights that I lose. And the reason why we lose these fights is because we don't have enough oomph on this Pokemon. So I gave it an extra level to see if it can get us over that damage rounding, which is what we need to do. Alakazam still outspeeds us. It does a decent amount of damage, and we don't two-shot it. It takes 3, and we get beat again by the Venusaur. So the fix here is there's a move called Mimic. Mimic will help us mimic agility on the first Pokemon. Now I made a mistake here. I did the Mimic, but I also didn't give him the rare candy so he doesn't level up in battle. So we do all this badge boosting. We still knock out these Pokemon. We're gonna knock out Gyarados, okay? And Growlithe is a knockout as well, but we level up in battle. That's the problem we have. We level up right here, and we don't beat them because we level up in the middle of battle. So we're not teaching Blizzard yet. We want to teach Mimic. Blizzard is a last resort, because the reason why I don't want to teach Blizzard is great, but Blizzard is a not so accurate move. So that's why I don't want to teach Blizzard. As Blizzard is not the most accurate move. It's 90 accuracy rather than 100% accurate with Ice Beam. So, I mean, it's not too much of a trade-off, don't get me wrong. But I think that matters in these important fights. So Mimic, we Mimic Agility. We just gave the rare candy, so we should not level up in the middle of this battle. And that was the importance of the rare candy, is it prevents us from leveling up. So leveling up will undo all of our badge boosting we're doing right now. Right now we're badge boosting with Agility. That ups all of our stats by 12.5%. When you level up, when that happens, everything gets reset except for the speed. So it still would be fast, but we wouldn't have enough power to knock out our opposition's Venusaur. So Body Slam is still a 2-shot. We're down to 60 health. There we go. Now we're looking at Growlithe. Growlithe is it's a 1-shot with Surf. Yes, very good. So now we should be faster than Alakazam. Should be. So Body Slam is not a 1-shot. We tank a Psybeam. Very good. Now it's Venusaur. Is it 1-shot with Ice Beam? It is a 1-shot with Ice Beam. So that was a range that we needed to cross over. And all the agilities added up made it so we can beat this Pokemon. Now, Lorelei I thought would be a lot harder than she ends up being. I thought Lorelei was going to be very tricky. She's Ice type, we're Ice type. But here's the thing. She's just not going to use any Ice type against us. Her best moves is Aurora Beam. So she's going to do nothing against us except maybe Rest. She might also use Growl, or she might use Takedown. None of those really inspire any fear from me, because none of them do a lot of damage. Spike Cannon kind of sucks, but again, Cloyster is also not going to use his best moves. He has access to Aurora Beam. He's going to use his Clamp or Spike Cannon. And actually, Clamp is water-based, so he probably won't use Clamp. So that's one thing about good AI, is it won't use attacks that it knows won't be super effective. So now, we're going to go for Amnesia. Now, in this case, he's just going to go for Withdrawal. He's going to go for Withdrawal or Amnesia. Now, he does do a Water Gun, which does no damage, which is exactly why he shouldn't do it. But he doesn't have a lot of choices. There's not a lot of choices for Slowbro when it comes to moves, because he's very limited. I don't know why he's in the Elite Four with that kind of moveset, but it is what it is. Body Slam doesn't do much to Jinx. Surf gets the knockout, very good. So now he's got to get through one more Pokemon. Lapras will not use Blizzard. Okay, will not use Blizzard. He'll use Body Slam, and that's pretty much all he'll use. And as long as we don't miss, we get the knockout. Very good. Lorelei, very quick battle. I'm pretty sure I don't even heal here. Oh, I do. Okay, do I heal? Okay. I didn't give the rest of my rare candies. That's why I fought that battle with Lorelei with none of my rare candies given. It's straight from the battle with our rival to that. So now I'm going to go ahead and get this battle started with Bruno. So Bruno, we don't talk about him much. Bruno's not hard. He's not difficult at all. Bruno is a cakewalk when you compare him to the other Elite Four members. We're gonna one-shot this entire team like it's nothing. Ice Beam, one-hit knockout. Hitmonchan, one-hit knockout. Hitmonlee should be a one-hit knockout as well. Another Onix is gonna come out, and it's a one-hit knockout. The Surf. The only one that's not, I think, would be questionable is Machamp. Machamp will take it like a Machamp, but we get to knock out in 2 hits. Very good. We beat Bruno. So now we're moving on to Agatha and what is coined by JRose11, the Agatha Lottery. Agatha is tricky because she can put you to sleep, she can confuse you, she can poison you, she can paralyze you. She does all those things to you. So the problem with Agatha is just avoiding those things. And do we have a move that can do a one-hit knockout on the Gengar at the beginning of the battle? That's the question here. Ice Beam is a stab move. Is it a one-hit? It is not. She misses with Hypnosis, thank goodness, because that could be really scary. So now, Golbat will be a one-hit because he's flying poison. Very good. Haunter, I don't know if Haunter would be a one-shot. I don't think he is, but it's a 2-hit. And I don't know why she went for Dream Eater. Don't know why. Ice Beam, maybe a one-shot. It's close, but we don't get the one-shot. However, she switches out, takes her turn, which is good for us. Surf doesn't do anything better, so Ice Beam is our best move. We just got to survive our own confusion stuff. And now she's healing. And now we're poisoned, which is awesome. But it's toxic, so it's really badly poisoned. So it does way more damage than other poisons. But regardless of that, we get the knockout because Agatha wasn't going for any smart moves. So now that we have beaten Agatha, we move on to Lance. Lance is a dragon-type trainer. So I think you know where this is going to go. This should not be a difficult fight at all. Okay? This should not be a difficult fight at all. Because Lance has dragons, and guess who's weak to ice? Dragons are weak to ice, except for Gyarados. Gyarados isn't a dragon type, but he's on his team. So Body Slam is almost, so it's more than half, so it's oh, okay. But we do paralyze. So now we're down to 146 health. It takes us 3 hits to knock out the Gyarados. Awesome. So now we're actually going to mimic agility, just to cover our bases. Give a little bit of boost, make sure we outspeed the Aerodactyl. Give a little bit of boost in our attack. A little bit of a boost, and we get the knockout on the Dragonair. One more time on the next Dragonair. Get the knockout. We have 2 more Pokemon left. Aerodactyl. And Aerodactyl is very fast. However, we get the outspeed. That's why I mimicked agility. That was the only reason I needed to do it. And Dragonite, 69 health. Nice. And we beat Lance. Or, I'm sorry. Yeah, Lance. I'm sorry. Not Blaine. Lance. And now we're going to teach Blizzard. We're going to teach Blizzard over Ice Beam. And it's more powerful, so we're going to give some power points to Blizzard, so we make sure we have a little bit more. It usually has 5 power points, this gives us 7. We give the last rare candy, we save the game, and now we're going to go face our rival fight. The final battle in the game to win the championship. Our opponent, whose name is Opponent, or Opponent, because I can't add the extra P, there's not enough letters to spell out the name. So, first Pokemon. Blizzard is a one-shot. Good morning, good evening, good night. Take a seat, Pidgeot. You're the worst bird in Generation 1. Have a video coming out about that, by the way. Body Slam. So we take a Psybeam, does about 30, 40 damage. Body Slam is a 2-shot. And Psychic does a decent amount there. Dang, okay. So Body Slam gets the knockout. Rhydon comes out. We use Surf. And Surf is a 1-shot. And what I should have done here is actually, I should have mimicked. I should have got rid of Ice Beam, not Blizzard, or not. I should have got rid of Mimic, not Ice Beam, because Ice Beam could have been a more consistent move that I don't have to worry about missing. So Surf should be a 1-shot on the Arcanine. Very good. Take it down. Now our rival is going to send out Venusaur. As long as we don't miss, we should have a 1-shot here. Very good. We beat the opposition at level 66, and now we're just clicking through as fast as we can. Let's get this. Let's click. And we just want to click through and get to the final part of the game where it showcases the level and then the time left in the game. So that's how much time how fast we beat the game. 1 hour and 16 minutes, 28 seconds. Very good time. It's a very solid time for any Pokemon. Like I said, the biggest hurdle with this Pokemon is the fact that we probably, if we had a water move, we probably could have got through Brock in about 12 minutes rather than 18 minutes. So that extra 6 minutes cost this Pokemon. However, other than that, I guess the other roadblock we came across was Lieutenant Surge. But other than that, very solid playthrough. So I just want to, if you made it this far, please comment down below. I just want to make some announcements. The way that my video is going to go from here, my channel, is on Mondays. I just keeping this consistent. Mondays, we're doing the prediction videos. Okay. Tuesdays, we're doing Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth, and we'll do those until the game's completed. And then I'll find another game to replace there, or I'll just take a break from a game or whatever. I also plan on doing on Wednesdays another Pokemon video of some kind. So either A, I'm going to remaster some old games, like I've already started doing one for Butterfree. It looks amazing, much better than the original version of Butterfree looked. That's just one example. But I also want to do is eventually, like for example, if you're watching this video, I had just completed Dewdrio before this, which means all the flying type normal Pokemon in Gen 1 are completed. So what I can do now is I can go back and do a recap of who I think is the best, and that'll be a video that'll come out on a Wednesday. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday will be Pokemon videos. Tuesday, Thursday will be videos of other sorts. So I also want to get back into doing top 10s. Part of this channel was not just to be a focus on Pokemon videos, but also was to talk about other nerd stuff like movies, like TV shows, video games. And I have top 10 lists I want to do. I did some earlier. I don't know if I kept them on this channel or not, but the channel seemed to be steering towards like Pokemon because the top 10s weren't getting as many views. So my goal is going forward to have top 10 videos, and there'll be videos coming out every Thursday for that. So that's the plan. And Monday through Friday should be videos. If there's any variation in that, it could happen. But that's the plan going forward. So let me know what you think about this video in the comment section down below. Were you right? Did you guess the right time? Go back to the prediction video if you did, to watch that, see if I was dead on. And I want to thank everyone for watching. And have a good one. See ya.